Hey, what a tune, man. I know I need to make it a bit longer. Big up to everyone locked in. Make sure you guys are smashing the like and also subscribing to the channel if you're new. Big up to everyone already locked in. It's going to be a fun call-in, man. I'm going to drop the link in a second. You guys can jump in. We'll just chop it up, man. I've got a few topics I want to kind of get you guys engaged in and having a conversation with. K-Mac is joining me straight away, and I'm going to throw the link in now. So whoever wants to join, jump in. Let's chop it up, man. Big up K-Mac, bro.
How you doing, mate? You all right?
Good, I'm good. I'm just about to throw the link in the chat. Big up to Dustin in the building. John's in the building as well. And Les in the building. Big up, bro. Boomerang in the space behind the fullbacks is a flag from Klopp. Always had.
It's low my head a bit, so I'm not like
we ain't gonna
like a giant.
we ain't gonna get onto the old gaffer. The old gaffer today. We'll let the old gaffer live for tonight. Hold on, let me get that link put in the chat.
Have you seen that? Have you seen that comment?
Which one?
From what is it? Where's that comment come from?
Link to
Daily Express.
No, I haven't.
Mate, it's really not good.
Pin message. Right, there you guys go. That's the link there. So you guys want to jump in?
I'll read you out if you want.
Go on.
So from the Daily Express, Jurgen Klopp's sudden departure reportedly rocked Trent Alexander-Arnold to the point he immediately started considering his future at his boyhood club. Klopp was excellent at getting the best out of Trent whilst hiding his weaknesses.
Excuse me. Right, let me get John in. John's in the building as well. Big up, John, bro.
Big up, John.
Long time, broski. Are you saying home today? Not them crazy shifts.
Nah, I'm home, man. I'm home. What's that? Annual leave and that. You know what I'm saying?
Raw, finally, bro. Felt like you just work every day, bro. Every time I speak to you, man, said he's either on the way
Listen,
or like in the car.
Graveyard shift, man. Graveyard shift. It's not the one.
Yeah. Well, listen, I've got a couple of topics for us to chop up. Guys, the link is pinned to the top of the chat. So if you want to jump in, jump in. There's three really, and I think that there's three really good topics. I know some people might be like, nah, we ain't gonna do that, blah blah blah, whatever. But I think who do we need to replace first? Do we need to replace Robbo or Trent? I mean, that's a good conversation to be had. Are you still confident in winning the title? We'll get to that one because I know after like a draw or a loss, we get kind of flustered. And has ALISSON been that good, this season? Because I know he's the guy, but I feel like we have to speak on it as well. What you saying? Big up, broski.
We do need to speak about that.
Big up. Appreciate you jumping in as well, man. He's saying man's got the white background as well, man. You man just against the walls and that. Okay, who wants to kind of get us going, man? While we wait.
Are they both sat in bathrooms?
No, I'm in my room. Bro.
I might as well be. Now, to be honest, on your point about ALISSON, since he came back from the injury, he's been.
Oh, we got in there. We okay. Hold on.
Let's go
to that one. Let's go to the ALISSON one first.
Let's get it.
Because in my opinion, I think pre-injury he was fine. Like he was normal ALISSON. Because people will talk about the Ambat chance. Do you remember there was one goal, Maddison's goal at Spurs? I really feel like he could have done better there. I'll be honest. So I'm looking at it.
Carry on. I ain't interrupting you. Go ahead, bro. Talk to us.
So I'm not gonna go as far as to say like hologram, but he really, and even in United, like he spilled it like twice in the box. I remember I think Van Dijk has a clear one and then one it right for a corner. Like I know it was raining in that, but you don't see ALISSON make those kind of mistakes. So my confidence.
The near post that he parried out. Yeah, he parried it into his own net.
Yeah. I mean.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
He's been a bit shaky. I can't lie.
Look, I'm Queven Keller's biggest fan by the looks of it. Like on every channel, like I'm always saying that Queven is the future for Liverpool. Like, as much as Mamadashvili is this incredible goalkeeper that we signed, Queven's been there, done it in the Premier League, like on a regular basis for us. Look, he's had one bozo moment the entire season. And if we really want to be critical, don't you think Trent should have been there to clear that ball against Newcastle? Like, as much as Trent was fantastic going forward, he didn't track the runner, and the guy had it wasn't a tap in, it was a difficult shot, but it was Trent's area, it was his guy. Like, Queven left it. Like, that's that at the end of the day, that's 2 points dropped over what happened there. But
can I just add, by the way?
Look, the thing about Ali is the worry I've got with Ali is, like, okay, Liverpool need to have a first choice goalkeeper as a backup goalkeeper, and no other club's got that. No other club's got a backup goalkeeper that's as good as a first choice goalkeeper.
Third choice as well, I'm just saying.
Yeah, but I think that's being if you're talking about the Newcastle game, that's being disingenuous of Anthony Gordon's goal. You can look at Trent Alexander-Arnold not tracking back the runner.
We're not talking about the goals, man. I was just talking about the goalkeeper.
But no, I'm just saying he made that mistake and Trent didn't track the runner. But Gordon's finish was extremely poor, and if that were Alisson, I would bet on Alisson to make that save because it hit Kelleher. And Kelleher did a very poor job of parrying it. And Alisson made a one-on-one save yesterday. And he did make the mistake on the Ahmad goal.
Kelleher makes that same save.
But on the Ahmad goal, he was a yard to the right, so he wasn't in the center of the goal, and he missed it by about 5 inches. But he saved a one-on-one against Højlund. So, like, if we're going to look at one thing from one goalkeeper, we have to look at both things from the same keeper, because he should have saved Gordon's shot. And so that final goal that Newcastle had, that shouldn't have even mattered.
And at the same time, Alisson also had a bozo moment against Wolves. A lot of people say Alisson catches the ball against Newcastle, but at Wolves, he went and then stopped. That's why the miscommunication happened between him and Konate. So Alisson's not been flawless, but neither has Kelleher. But since he came back, I think Alisson's been more shaky than Kelleher was when he was in goal. I'll be honest.
But to me, Alisson and Konate in Wolves was more Konate's fault because he had time to clear the ball. So I wouldn't blame Alisson in that scenario because Konate had time to clear the ball. It's not so he was waiting for Alisson. He was shielding off the defender. I forgot the attacker. I forgot who it was, but he was shielding off the attacker. And you could see saying, well, Alisson, come and get the ball. But you as a defender, you're supposed to be kicking it in row Z or for a corner and we regroup it. So for that one,
look, my
Alisson went forward and then he stopped.
Look, my point here isn't about Alisson being poor because Alisson isn't poor. He's one of the best goalkeepers in the world. My point is we need to have a first choice second goalkeeper in case Alisson gets injured and he's out for 6 months.
I agree.
That's my point.
I hear that.
How do you go about that? How do you go about keeping your second choice goalkeeper, who's got to be as good as your first choice goalkeeper, happy? Because clearly Queven's going to be off because you can't have a goalkeeper that good that's just going to stick around. And the guy's being paid peanuts anyway by the looks of it. Like so he's gone. And then you got Mamardashvili coming in. So how do you keep Mamardashvili and Ali happy at the same time? Like I see that being a problem for Slot. Like,
do you think we've rushed Alisson too quickly into the first team? Is that
no.
We rushed Konate.
I think we give him enough time. I think
if you look at when Kelleher was playing, we had our best back four. And our best back four defensively this season was Bradley, Konate, Virgil, and Robbo. Once Alisson has come back, Trent is now back, and Konate is gone. We are conceding 9 out of 10 goals from creation from the right side. We are conceding more opportunities against us. We're conceding more shots on goal. We're conceding more goals. I think it just so happens serendipitously that at the time that Konate goes, Alisson comes back. And Konate was the person who was defending well, not Trent. I think that yesterday's performance that we saw from Trent is the same thing that we've seen all season. It's just that in prior games, he had one moment. He had one key pass that led to a goal, but the consistent performance was the same thing. Much like how we call out Mo for having stinkers, but then he gets a goal and an assist. Mo's allowed to do that with more punity because he gets the goal and an assist every single game. But with Trent, a lot of people looking at this solo, but like look at Fulham. Look at Newcastle. Look at even Leicester. Leicester's goal came from that side. Both of Fulham's goals were created from that side. 2 out of 3 of the Newcastle goals were created from that side. Isak is Isak. I think it's just like it's an unfortunate circumstance of Konate going out, Alisson having to come back in, and the back line looking worse. So now Alisson has to do more.
You know what's really interesting about that?
suffering.
Do you know what's really interesting about that? It's switched sides. So when we had our back 5, everything went down the left, and that's when Robbo made mistakes.
Yeah.
Now it's gone the opposite way. Now it's gone on Trent's side, and everything's coming down Trent's side.
Going back to Enz's question now, it's like, do we upgrade on both fullbacks, or is it just one fullbacks? Do you get what I'm saying?
I think you start Bradley until the end of time. That's what I personally think. But I'm also like Enz knows this. I've been saying this every Friday for 6 weeks I've been calling out Trent, and I've been taking heat for it. But you know, like the facts are facts. The only thing that we can defend him for is his offensive output. But that hasn't been here all season. He's done it like 6 or 7 times, but that's across 2,000 minutes. I can't rely on that. Whereas Bradley comes in, puts in a better 13-minute performance than your 83 minutes. And he almost scores a goal. So he not only did better than you dueling wise, but he almost created a goal. Also, you know, I could be nitpicky and say you should have squared it to Salah.
I've got some wild stats on Bradley, by the way, that I'll talk about later.
He also created the goal against Real Madrid. Like, he's been fantastic. And so Trent has been exceptionally poor.
Do you guys think that the creative outlet needs to kind of change now going forward, instead of it coming from the right back? Because obviously we know Trent. We don't have a creative outlet from the right back position. Can we just put that myth to bed now? We don't have it. Like, we never had a creative outlet from the right back position in the first place. We had a creative outlet from Trent being in midfield. So it's from midfield, and we have midfielders that can be creative. Yeah, they're not being given a chance.
That's the biggest difference.
Dominic Szoboszlai has not been given a chance to be creative because he's too busy running the opposite way, covering the guy that's not there.
Let's get Luke
get involved, mate.
Can we get Luke?
Yeah, I'm just joining the conversation.
You guys to get involved a bit more as well.
I'm joining the conversation.
So there's 2 questions being posed, and I'll let one of you take one because I would love to know what you guys really think. So Luke, which one do you want to take? Who do we replace?
I didn't hear the questions before. Like, I've literally just taken the dog out.
And then
so
JP, you can jump in as well in the combo. Trent or Robbo, or has Alisson really been that good this season?
Alisson looks like a bit of an old man. I think we've rushed him back. He doesn't look as quick as he was over the way he moves across the line. Like, he looks like he's not trusting the hamstring just in case it pops again. Mm-hmm. I thought the second goal, I thought he moved quite slowly across his goal line. I just felt like if that was like a few seasons ago, that's an easy save. Yeah, it's an easy save. Like, he's plodding across the line, seen it and gone, oh shit. And then he's dived after the ball's gone past him to make it look like he's done something. But he looks sluggish. Obviously, the one-on-one stuff, I sort of expect that from him. But when it goes across the box, I just feel like his reactions are just slightly off. I don't think he trusts himself not to re-injure himself. Whether or not we've rushed him back, I'm not too sure. Like, he didn't come back straight away. I think Slot said, like, we need to take our time with him. And you can tell, like, he's not fully fit. And with regards to the fullbacks, you know, flip a coin and you can replace either one first, because I don't think, you know, does Trent want to be here? I'm not 100% sure. Like, if there was a game to put on the masterclass, it was United, especially after all the criticism, like all the Madrid stuff. But he dropped he dropped a generational stinker.
He was
His
walking.
worst ever performance.
He was walking. Go back and watch that first goal.
You know
what's
After he lost the ball, by the way.
What's
You know
hard
what's
for
wild?
me?
Can I just say something
Yeah.
on that game?
Let
as well?
JP go in first.
Yeah.
Okay, man. Let him go in first. One
What was hard for me to take is that so I started watching Liverpool from 2004 with Gerrard, and the two Scousers, because I'm from the Caribbean, two Scousers of the team were the two guys who had the worst performances in that game. And it was shocking to me because when we look at derbies with Everton and Man U in the past, from the first minute, Gerrard was in a tackle, pass, everything. And seeing Curtis Jones not invisible in the game, he's Trent walking, he's lazy. These guys are from Liverpool. They're supposed to be the ones who are up for that game. I'm not expecting Gravenberch, Diaz, McAllister to understand the English culture, to understand how a derby is supposed to be played. These two guys were our major downfall this game. And it's because of both of them we dropped points. When I saw
you're letting Robertson get away with it. You're letting Robertson get away with that.
JP, can I ask you one question about Curtis Jones, because I would love to hear your answer, because I think we could all agree Curtis Jones is not a 10, right? I think we all agree that his best position is the left-sided 8. But if we're going to criticize offensive players in this particular game, I can point to 6 instances, including the 2 goals in which we had a clear-cut chance to score. Do you think that Curtis Jones should have done more to get us more opportunities to score more goals against the team that hasn't scored at Anfield in 5 years?
That is a tough one. What I wanted from Curtis Jones was heart in the midfield. Were they playing 10? Were they playing middle? There was nothing. Absolutely nothing. And let's say his favorite position is not the 10, but you could still press, you could still fight on top. There was nothing, no tackle to get the crowd riled up. I heard in YouTube, people were saying that the fans were not supportive enough. The atmosphere wasn't good because the local lads, they weren't up for it. When you see Trent, think about it. If you see Trent going to a tackle on Dalu, bam, the crowd, it's like you score a goal in Anfield because they know, they say, hey, these guys are up for it, so come on. No hands up, no anything. This is about momentum. We win that game, we win the league, basically because Arsenal is losing it. And this is a game where the Curtis Jones and Trent supposed to be standing up, right? And I'm not saying his position is a 10, but just the energy. There was nothing done. Nothing.
Can I just mention something on that? Because I'm a Scouser, okay? Personally, I think we've had too much on Manchester United now for too long. Like, we've had them. How many games have we smashed them? Like, I think it's just come to the fans as an inevitability that we're going to win. And I just think it was a real lot of complacency from the fans, complacency from the players, that we thought Man United were going to turn up. It's the worst they've been in, like, I don't know, like 80 years or something stupid like that. And we were just going to knock like 7 or 8 past them. Genuinely. Like, I just think that was the biggest problem. And I also feel that the Scousers in the team haven't experienced the playing against Fergie. They haven't experienced that. So they don't really know the derby. They don't really know that game that's really, really hard. Like, they've never experienced that. They've experienced the 7-0s and the 5-0s over and over again. So I just don't think they've got that. They've really got it like that. And having Slot isn't going to make it any easier because he's not going to bring the emotion to that game. It's just going to be another game. And I just think that's going to take time now. But what you also have to realise, Liverpool used to get results against Manchester United. and I'm talking Manchester United when they were winning title after title after title, we still got draws. We still beat them at their ground, and we were crap. So it can happen.
Yeah.
But for me, I mean, it really, I mean, look, at the end of the day, Trent, if he's as good as he is and he believes as much of the hype that's being touted around by his brother and Real Madrid and Master and everyone else out there, that was a game that you come out and you show the reason why Real Madrid want you and the reason why you should be earning the same money as Salah. And he didn't play against a winger. He played against another right back. He's also playing on the wrong side, so he's on his weak foot. Dalot doesn't play on that side, and he got done over and over and over again. And he's also playing against Bruno Fernandes, who runs about 5 miles an hour. Like, I'm sorry, that was a total pile of shit, and you have to hold your hands up to it. Like, okay.
Do you think that a lot of our fan base before this game looked too deep into the fact? I'm sorry. We looked too surface level at their league position without taking in the context of what's happened at their club. I genuinely don't think people were watching Manchester United over the last 3 weeks, because if you were, you would have realized that the only reason why they dropped points is because Højlund and Casemiro can't finish chances, and because Garnacho is the worst winger in the league. Do you think that we sort of just took this for granted? Because I think it's a cop-out to say that this is the worst United team that we've seen in years, because that's ignoring Ten Hag. Like, do you think that, or at least I think that it's played into our reaction to the game? I wonder about you guys.
Now, do you know what? You make a good point, Mike, here, because I remember on the stream we was doing, and I was like, I just want to win, bro. I just want to get the 3 points and head out of there. And I said, if you've been watching them, they haven't been bad, but defensively they're bad. But in the attack, they just keep missing chances. They're not scoring.
You said 5-0, bro.
And I just knew if we just played good in the attacking sense, we could cut open their defense. We did at times. We just didn't take the moments when we got them. Some of them you'd say half chances. Some you'd say on another day they just go in. But if they just got better with the attacking, I don't know what the system was in terms of what the Bruno and Dalot thing was doing, but Bruno was on it. And that's what I think what we were asking for, JP's asking for, the Scousers in our team. Bruno was like, this is the big game in England. I'm going to step up today. He stepped up to the plate and decided, everything's going to go through me. When we were hoping our other boys did the same thing and they weren't on it. Dalot did the same thing. He stood up, be accounted for, and even with Højlund, bro, he just ran. He just kept running. He was a lone soldier most of the game, but he just ran.
He was the reason why they scored their second goal. He was a decoy runner.
He's the reason why they scored their first goal.
That took our centre back out the equation. The thing about that as well, what you just said then as well, Mike, is they missed big chances against us. Like, they had 2 really big chances to just score goals. Really simple.
So did we.
And they did nothing with it. They didn't even get XG out of those chances. They were that bad.
Yeah, but we also did the same. So give and take.
I mean, Van Dijk's header, right there on the line.
McAllister.
We also had chances.
Connor Bradley.
And one second.
And by the way, Ugarte had the game of his life, by the way.
1 second, bro. Mr. Link says, and I think this is very important as well. All I hear is how Curtis can improve on 8, and we have a multifaceted midfield, but Curtis isn't the 10 in this system. It's Szoboszlai or Harvey. I don't care. And it shows where we missed Sobbo, man. We missed Sobbo, bro. When a lot of people kept dissing Szoboszlai by his legs and
another big game that he missed is we don't look good. Same with Arsenal away.
Did you guys see his stats in the first game against United? He was first in every single category. Right. And who would have been pressing Ugarte and Kobe Mainoo? Like, I don't think that Curtis Jones was that terrible. He's just not the physical player that you needed in that game to bully those 2 players who were on it. Like, he just doesn't have the same legs. No one in this team can run like
I'll also say something on that as well. Like, I actually think the manager did his homework on Liverpool as well, because if you noticed, whenever we pressed the goalkeeper, he just kicked it long. They kept on kicking it long. I think 68% of all of their possession that went back to them. It went long against us, and it really worked because we couldn't press the ball and we couldn't get the ball off their defenders. And I think that was the plan. Yeah.
So.
And by the way, I think that Amorim was expecting Quansah because I think the plan was to always go down the right side, attack the right side. So I think Konate, we looked better than we did because if Quansah was there, I don't think we keep them out nearly as effectively. Like Konate for about 70 minutes was amazing, and then he got gas.
John, you shake your head. What are you saying? Is that true? Then Quansah plays, it would have been a long day.
Bro, it would have been a long day. But even going back to Jones is like, I think the thing with Jones is like, with his style of play, I think he just holds on to the ball way too much. There's no urgency where you have a player like McAllister who you can read the game well, knows when to make the right pass in advance. Like for me, like a player like Jones, for me, to other people he's another squad player, but I can look at other squad players right now, and there's other players that we can definitely upgrade on that can fulfill that position. Do you know what I'm saying? So he just does not.
I'm fine with Jones, honestly.
He just
there's genuinely certain games that suit that play style as well. And considering the wages he's on, I mean, that guy, he gets paid sweet focal. So for that to be a squad option, I think is really decent. I think he'd be a squad option for most big teams in the league, if I'm honest.
But how much?
He's also got more goals than Nunes, by the way.
Yeah,
don't give me started on that.
Fair play to him. But how much more would you have wanted the 10 to have created, though? Like the only issue I have with focusing on Curtis Jones, I fully understand the whole effort thing. I think that there were certain players who just were not giving enough for the badge, i.e. Trent, and I'm just going to keep harping on that out of my own personal vendetta, but because just the effort I thought was absurd. But we created enough. Like in my mind, we created enough opportunities to win that game. And if we look at it, yes, the midfield was doing a poor job pressing, but if you take away the Achilles heel, because every single one of United's chances, barring the Joshua Zirkzee chance, which I believe was offside, but regardless, that's the only one that came down the right side of the pitch. Everything else was created down the left. So even if the midfield wasn't winning the battle, the issue is that they had the ball over the top to then get into space, to then create an opportunity. If you had just taken away that one, because their game plan was one dimensional. It was find Trent, exploit him. If you take away that one dimension, none of us are sitting here criticizing Liverpool because we would have won that game 2-0. No one would be talking about Curtis Jones. It would be the same thing as like Aston Villa. You know what? We could have done better. We could have been more creative offensively, but we won 2-0 and we moved. So I think that like we can focus on these individual performances, but at the end of the day, when 9 out of 10 attacks come from one side, we can't ignore that. And I think it overshadows everything else. I don't know about you guys, but maybe I'm just over-focused.
So this is what my take is on the whole Curtis Jones thing, right? We are going for a league. In a league, you need to be stand up and counted on the pitch. So if you are going into Man City or you're going into the Emirates, these personalities like Szoboszlai, because as far as I'm concerned, I don't think we ever replaced Coutinho as yet, right? And the closest thing is Szoboszlai, right? Like what I'm seeing over the years, the closest thing is Szoboszlai. So my problem with Curtis Jones in that game is because he's playing well for the season. I'm not disagreeing with that. He's playing a role. But to me, you had a chance in that game to say, well, I'm a local lad. Let me at least try to do something in the game. Because when we get deeper down into the season, we need these guys to step up. If you hide like that in other games, when the game is even tighter and we can't create chances, let's say from our normal play, we need you to at least try to make a distraction, to do something in the game. So for me, from the time I saw Szoboszlai out, because Curtis Jones' personality in that game showed me that he's not the guy yet, or that personality to really depend on if we need a crunch performance in a game, right? I get what you're saying, Mike. I understand that if Trent was a little better defensively or even half better defensively, we win the game. But I'm just looking at other games, like when we are in a tighter situation, we play in a bigger team. You can't go missing in a game like that. You can't be non-existent. So that's just my little take.
I disagree.
I think that's unfair, though.
I disagree.
Because he was great against Madrid. He was great against Chelsea. He's really stood up in big games.
Those games.
He's got his points. He's got his points this season. He's got his points this season. Scored against Newcastle. Scored against other teams.
He's just talking about this one game.
I'm looking at Curtis Jones's numbers here on the game. Okay, he was on the pitch 60 minutes. Yeah, he's got a 90% pass accuracy. So he did 30 passes, 29 passes, 29 passes, 26, 38 touches, 4 passes into the final third, 1 big chance created. 1 interception, 1 recovery, 1 out of 2 ground duels, 1 out of 1 aerial duels. He was fouled once and he committed 1 foul. The biggest thing for me is he gave the ball away. How many times? How many times did he lose possession? He lost possession once. Trent lost possession 25 times. 25 times. And we're blaming Curtis Jones. Nah,
I'm not. Listen,
I'm not. I don't think anyone's blaming Curtis. My personal only criticism of him is that, take the Madrid game for instance. That level, that stature that he was. Yeah. I said, you know what? He plays like that for me. He's in within a shout to start.
Yeah,
100%.
Because people were calling for him and Szoboszlai. They were like, people were saying, take off Szoboszlai, let Curtis start. Is like, because that people were doing that at the start of the season. So for me, what I'm saying is that we are in a title challenge. All right. If one player is having a bad game, that's all we could afford. In that game yesterday, I felt like we were playing with 9 men, to be honest. Right, because Trent was having a stinker and Curtis Jones, because we would argue the position he was playing.
Why are you letting Robertson get away with that performance? Robertson was
playing well. He wasn't that bad.
He was playing well before.
He wasn't good,
but he was playing well. He at least he was still winning a little dues. He wasn't that bad in the first half. So what I'm saying is, Curtis Jones and Trent were the little missing link for me. If those guys were at least a little up for it, and that's what make me mad the most, because these guys are the local lads, right?
I feel like putting Trent and Curtis on the same level that game, because Trent was like,
I'm not putting Curtis Jones. I'm talking about the effectiveness of Curtis Jones.
I'm not quite sure how Salah gets out of this one either. Salah was terrible.
Yes, as well.
Yeah, but Salah created. Hold on,
K-Mac. I'm gonna have to throw this. Oh, my bad. Go ahead, Pops.
The whole right-hand side was ass.
No. This is very funny. First thing, let me say this, guys. Xerxes was offside, so Harry Maguire wasn't winning the game, so we didn't almost lose or we weren't lucky. So let's get that out there first. So call all your Mike friends and let them know he was offside. It wasn't nearly nothing. If we had taken one of our chances, McAllister, Lucho, Gravenberch, 3 chances within the first 20 minutes, we having this conversation because it's a different discussion. Any one of them chances going in the first 20 minutes, we killing them. Forget Trent's horrible performance. But Salah's ball into McAllister. McAllister scores. What are we talking about? We're talking about more than an assist, right? All of what we are discussing here honestly speaks to the fact that we're questioning Mr. Locke, because Mike just said it. K-Mac is on it, and everybody's talking about Trent. So if Trent was so bad, why did Trent play 6 minutes? If he was so bad,
injured,
and everything was happening on the right-hand side of the pitch, in his quadrant, why wasn't he pulled off?
Because Bradley just came back from injury.
No,
and you can see, for example,
why wasn't he subbed then?
It was an error. Endo should have came on for him at the once we went up 2-1.
I agree.
We rushed Konate back. Did you guys see Konate? He wasn't, for example, when Garnacho gets that thing at the end, I'm expecting Konate, like Konate should have eaten him right there. And he stood off. Then I'm like, even after 70 minutes, he looked a bit tired. I don't think Konate was ready for 90.
Yeah, he was moving like Sacco.
No way. He had one trainer session. He had one trainer session, Konate. I mean, his hamstrings must have been proper, proper tight after that game.
Enzo, I want to ask you a question, Enzo.
Okay, go on.
As a coach,
yeah.
When we look at that first goal that we concede, yes, Trent gives the ball away, and yes, Trent is there are 4 players in and around Bruno Fernandes before he plays the ball in.
Yeah.
Salah's on his right, coming back. Trent's on his left. Gravenberch and McAllister are further on his left, closer to Martinez than Trent is. Why aren't either the two tracking Martinez's run?
Do you know what?
Trent's man as well as Bruno in that play. It cannot be that both of them are Trent's man. So somebody has to be picking up him. So as much as Trent made a big mess of it by giving the ball away first, then really doesn't do much in terms of challenging Fernandes. None of the other two are doing anything either.
No, do you know what it is?
So as a coach, if you're looking at it and breaking it down, tell me what your view about that was.
Your mic is moving a bit crazy, Pops, but I can answer the question, bro. I think the others could have done something, but it's the reaction from Trent. So even though the other guys you're looking going, they should have done a bit better, but Trent got to be one-on-one again with his man and decided to just stand there and watch him with the ball at his feet, just stood there, and then he walked inside, not ran or not dribbled or not skill or drop of a shoulder, walked inside with the football. Trent just followed him again, walked inside, then just stopped. So I guess, yeah, you're right. The other players could have, helped out and done some stuff, like maybe just a bit of pressing, but that will always stick in the back of your mind because you're like, you could have done something about that. It's not like Bruno's quicker than you. He's not stronger than you. He's not whatever. You decided to just stand off and allow the guy to just stand you up as if he was Neymar, Ronaldinho when we used to watch him at Barcelona, where when he stood there, you're like, oh my days, I'm so nervous. I didn't even want to go close because I know he's going to do a skill. He made him look like Ronaldinho, Neymar. That's what Trent gave him so much respect. Then there was one moment when Bruno walks close. I think if he stretched his foot out, he could have probably just told the ball away. But because Trent was just standing there flat-footed, Bruno walked next to him and then just went, oh, okay, I'll just run now. And then everyone's like, oh, Trent, you're not going to do nothing. And they tried to react. Then he played a reverse ball. Yeah. Look, everyone else could have done something, but the reason why is because it stood out so much from Trent. He didn't want to do anything. In that moment, he decided, I'm just Trent in it. I don't have to do much. It's not the fact of it's the right back, and I think it would go for anyone that did it. The other side of it is you understand the derby. You're not only just one of the players, you're a vice captain of the football club. You can't allow someone as dangerous as Bruno Fernandes on the ball and give him time to be walking and picking his head up. If you're the closest man. If you're telling me you passed him on, cool, pass him on. But you can't pass him on if you're 2 yards off of him. You can't pass him on to someone else. You have to take responsibility there, especially after you've lost the ball. You've seen it, bro, when we're watching Prem games. And sometimes you're like, right, this guy's going to go and get a yellow card. Because what happens is the player gives the ball away. Then he's like, I need to get it back for my team. So he's hunting down everyone. Then he ends up kicking someone over. You're like, bro, relax, man. I know you gave it away. And now you got a yellow card. He didn't even attempt to do any of that. The pass to Mo was mad. I don't even know why he tried to even give it to Mo. Did Mo call him for it? Was Mo in front of his man? I don't even know what happened. He just passed it, got intercepted.
I don't think that ball was from I'll be real.
The pass wasn't on.
That wasn't on.
I don't know. In my mind, I'm like, oh, did the guy just read it and step in front of Mo? That's why he didn't get it.
No,
but you know, there was a simple pass to I think he might have been Gravenberch in front of him.
It was him.
Like, why did you just give Gravenberch the ball? He's like, nah, I need to give it to Mo.
You know what?
He has to hold that, man.
I just want to throw in a grenade here on that sort of same sentiment because I haven't seen anyone else talk about this. But if if you go to the 89th minute of the game, Manchester United have a corner. We get the ball back. Diogo Jota has the ball with 8 Manchester United players behind him and only 2 players in front of him. He takes one touch and he plays a ridiculous ball unnecessarily to Mo to then put Mo in the corner one-on-one with Mazraoui. If you go back and you look at that from a top view, you have Mazraoui chasing Mo and you have Lisandro Martinez at the halfway line. People, listen, I think Darwin is not good, but the one thing that I think Darwin would have done in that situation is he would have carried it down the open field. And he wouldn't have just looked for Daddy Mo and said, "Where are you, Mo? Here you go. Now I'm going to run." Because he had 60 yards of space to run down the pitch and create something with 2 other players next to him. Not to mention Jota also had 3 shots in the box, but people told me that he's our best finisher and that surely he'll come score. So I'm like one player. I mean, he shot it right at. Literally shot it directly at.
All he could do was smash it. All he could do was.
I just think someone who's going a little under the radar in terms of criticism is Jota, because I do think that Jota was a little wasteful, especially in that chance. You can't. If there's 60 yards of space in front of you, you can't just put your head down and kick it to Mo and then just run. I don't know about you guys, but that's my little hand grenade in the conversation.
I hear what you're saying. I just don't think Jota has been renowned for his pace. I think it's just more so his movement. So I don't really expect like.
But if you have 3 steps on someone, you don't think he's fast enough?
Bro,
3 steps.
Me personally,
I don't think he's fully fit.
I don't think he's fully fit yet. But I don't think he's ever had that pace. Do you know what I'm saying? Nunes,
I hear you.
I would more so expect that from Nunes because he possesses that pace, that power. Only thing is with Nunes, for me, he just offers nothing. He's a liability.
Pace and power is all he has, bro.
And I think he makes our team worse. I think he actually makes our team worse now. Can I just mention something on the Trent thing as well? And Honesty's just put that in the chat, and big up Honesty. Arnie Slot said that Trent played mostly very good games, but today wasn't his best game. But Gravenberch wasn't good enough either. This is a big problem. I said this at the start of the season. Like, Trent's going to be a problem for the next manager because it's going to be other players that get thrown under the bus for him not doing his job, because that's the way it was for the last 2 years. You've got Fabinho who got thrown under the bus. You've got Henderson who got thrown under the bus. Paul Konate got bloody dropped for Kwanzaa in the end by Klopp because he wouldn't admit that it's Trent's fault that Konate's being rinsed. And Slot's seen that, but I just feel that this is something that doesn't need to happen. Like we are on a roll to romp the league and do anything and everything we want to with this team and with this manager. And we've now got someone in the team that's now not bothering. Maybe other players are getting looked at. Well, why weren't you helping him? Well, why the fuck would I help him? Like, he's not supposed to be in the number 10 position. Like, he's supposed to be in the right back position, like, for the game. So I don't need this to be on our manager. And I think the press are going to start getting under his skin about it. And then you've got the contract situation. Like, Jesus Christ. We haven't even talked about that.
Him and Virgil squared up after the game.
Virgil's not happy with him.
Who squared up at the end of the game?
Supposedly, I've seen from multiple outlets that stewards reported
that was an Arsenal fan that made up that rumor. You know.
Yeah, I don't think it's true.
But the thing is that I don't doubt it.
You say Trent and Virgil squared up?
Yeah, supposedly.
I don't think Trent has them kind of cojones, but no, he won't.
Well, I think it was Virgil who would have been the one to do it. If someone stared at me like that, I'd be shitting my pants.
Yeah, that gift that went around with Virgil going, Trent, for fuck's sakes, that's the most angriest I've ever seen him berate.
That pass back was the worst thing I've ever seen in my life. That was the worst pass.
That was the nothing pass.
Have you ever seen the video of Virgil come running in where he bounces one of the World Cup players about 4 foot into the air with his chest?
Argentina after he launched the ball into their bench.
Big Virgil. I mean, do you guys remember the Fulham game? The Fulham game, and onto JP's point about standing up. The Fulham game, where we concede, then Robertson gets sent off. This is Anfield. We're a goal down, we're a man down. It's a backs against the wall job. why is Gravenberch doing your work? I was livid with Trent after that Fulham game because killed himself that game. Like Szoboszlai ran his absolute legs off. Gravenberch was doing centre back job, stepping into midfield. The whole team is trying, and you jogging, bro.
And to go to my point here, because I've been watching the stream and we talk about Trent defending, and this is why, as a professional footballer, I don't understand it, because to me it's laziness on his part, right? As a footballer, because I am watching Nico Williams, who was an understudy in Liverpool, playing left back with Nottingham Forest and doing a good shift there. And this notion that we giving Trent a pass as well, because you could play a good cross, or you could play this long diagonal ball. No, your job is to defend, right? And all we asking of you is just not even to defend at a world-class level, just do the basics.
Just 50% of defending is epic
we're being a bit too hot. Like I'm listening to everybody, and I don't even disagree, right? And I hear what everyone's saying. Trent's played 18 matches this season. Liverpool are top. So this notion that without Trent we would still be in this position is it don't really make sense, because with him doing everything that all of you guys have said, by the way, which is the lazy defending, from what some of you said, the playing in the number 10, which, by the way, is the manager's choice. That's not Trent's choice. That is the manager's choice. We need to get this out of our heads and stop thinking that, Trent just decided that today. No, the manager decided what position
Bradley does that.
Role
does Bradley do that, G? Does Bradley do that?
I mean, Bradley can't do what Trent does.
Because Bradley's not a good player going
exactly.
Forward,
so you play Bradley then.
Well, yes, he is.
Chill with that.
Why would
Bradley chill with that?
I don't know.
Bradley's great going forward. He was great against Real Madrid. He created more opportunities yesterday than
Bradley versus Trent going forward. Who is better? Let's just discuss.
Okay, ready?
Go forward. Don't need.
I got you. G. Here we go. Ready? Trent Alexander-Arnold is the better player to play you the X factor pass. Connor Bradley is the better player to link up play and do the basic fundamentals. In my belief, I firmly believe that.
Okay,
Trent.
So
Crazy
you agree? I agree with that.
The guy who has played 18 times this season is the guy that you guys think is the worst off in this situation due to what? I'm trying to figure this part out. Like I'm super confused. So are we all trying to say that Bradley is the better option at right back, guys?
No, I'm not saying that.
Trent, but come on, man, this is just becoming all just silly.
I really hate to break it to you, but this season Bradley's got better stats everywhere ahead of Trent. Everywhere, like he's got better pass completion, he's got better long ball completion.
I mean,
he's got better assisted XG.
And I guarantee Bradley will never start in the biggest games of the season if Trent is fit. So all of these
Bradley played the biggest games of the season so far.
What big game this season?
Trent was out though.
Manchester United at home isn't the biggest game of the season when they're 14th.
Hold on, didn't Trent play against Real Madrid the other day? And against Manchester City?
Bradley did. Trent played against City, but Bradley played against Madrid, Leverkusen. I think he also played against
during the
Chelsea.
period that Trent was injured. Okay,
yeah.
So when Trent's injured, Bradley can come in. Okay, let's just say that. What, like, I don't get, like, what are we? From what I'm hearing of everybody, it all just sounds super lazy. So we're trying to say, I agree with some of the things that you guys are saying in terms of Trent and all of this, whatever. I hear all of that, but bro, if we had a cup final in the Champions League tomorrow, I promise you, Bradley's not seeing that pitch for time.
Unless
and Bradley's had some howlers as well.
But G, that's the problem. I think
it can't be. No, but Mike, it can't be. We are literally top of everything with Trent playing all of these games, so it can't be a problem.
But we dropped 4 points because of
Trent.
The
thing. Here's the thing,
so
right?
What?
G.
What?
Okay, so we can have shit games then because of one player consistently. Is that fine?
Well,
Yes.
Because if we carry on doing that, G, then we're not going to win the league.
Because there's one guy,
or we're going to get knocked out of the cup, or we're going to get knocked out of the Champions League in the qualifiers, in the knockouts.
So you think Trent will be the reason why we don't win the league? Guys, I hear what you're saying.
It'll be Robertson.
Well, it'll be a combination of Trent and
Robbo. We're not going to do this Trent versus Bradley. Like Bradley's not that guy like that. Like, let's stop doing this Bradley prop. Like,
I think you're hating on him.
No, not at all. I think
Bradley's had some mistakes as well.
I think Bradley is super calm. But listen to what we're saying, yeah? We're trying to, obviously, we're picking at Trent and we're saying, and that's absolutely fine. I've heard nothing against Bradley, by the way. I've not heard one bad thing.
What year are you picking at Trent? What year are you picking at him? Are you picking at him over the last 2 years? Or are you picking at him on the years before that? Because people seem to get mixed up with what Trent actually plays for us now. Because it isn't the one that's really good. I
don't need to pick at Trent because there's not like what am I going to pick at him? What are we going to say? What he's lazy?
How many errors conceding goals happened last season with Trent?
Correct.
And then the season before.
So Bradley would be the better option. Is what we're trying to say.
He's never conceded any goals to errers. Bradley.
Oh, that's the game where we lost. Okay,
Southampton as well. Southampton as well.
Are we all going to say that
they're not errors to goals?
No, it was a cut in, but the defense. I remember what I said when we did the preview. When we did the reaction,
it was Quansah as well.
No. When we did the reaction, remember what I said? I said, yeah, you can't allow someone to cut him, but once they go inside, that it becomes a centre back's job, right? He went inside, and Quansah was literally next to him. It's the same as the Robbo goal the other day when Virgil was behind Robbo.
Quansah, bro. What the hell was Quansah going to do? What? You thought Quansah was going to...
That's what I'm saying. When you overcommit as a centre-back, you didn't need to... If he didn't overcommit, he could have probably been there to block it. And he wasn't far off. He wasn't far off. But you're going to get players that cut inside. That's not an error.
Southampton.
If that is an error, that means... If that's an error, that means Trent is shit, bro.
Skinned before the goal. He then got skinned for the goal.
He didn't get skinned before the goal.
Okay.
They played a long ball into the channel and he chased down.
If we'll just agree to disagree on that. I'm not going to. I don't care about that.
There isn't a defensive player in all 5 leagues in Europe that's had more people run past him than dribbles than Trent. 30. That's
guys,
just a fact.
I think you guys are missing the point.
Tell me that's good.
No,
that's a good thing.
I think you're missing the point.
I'm not missing the point.
You're missing the point. I'm not sitting here and trying to win you guys over in telling you that Trent is this beast in defense, Maldini, Cannavaro all rolled into one. I would never say that because he's not even close to that. He's one average defender. But I promise you, him just being an average defender is still better than whatever you think Bradley is. I promise you that.
Can I just counter that? G, because I think you're looking at it the wrong way, right? Because I don't think that Trent is an average defender. I think that he is the worst thing we've ever seen. And then this season, he's taken one level above it. And the reason for that is because of Konate.
You did.
Ready? The reason for that. Okay, I listen. I'm being very colorful. I'm exaggerating, but he's been one step above because if you look at the first 10 games of the season, we were still getting attacked down that side. The difference is that Trent did his job in ushering the person to the byline, and then Konate would clear it. And if he didn't usher him to the byline, when the guy made the cutback, Konate was there to clear it. So when we were all saying that Trent looks better defensively, he was not winning more duels. Konate, he was doing his job ushering the player to Konate. The second Konate went out, all of this changed. Now, the one reason no one here is going to say that Trent is a great defender, but the one thing that we've always been able to say is the reason why he's amazing is going forward. Yeah. The issue this season is that doesn't happen. I can name a few instances in which it did. Manchester City, all around, fantastic. Newcastle, best player on the pitch when he came on. He has gotten us other points in other games, but people want to talk about. Yeah, people want to talk about Tottenham. I'm like, yeah, you had an assist, but we won 6-3. Whoop-de-doo. People want to talk about West Ham. We won 5-0. You scored a goal. Whoop-de-doo. People want to talk about all these games. That doesn't matter. When ultimately he has cost us more points than he has gained us. And the issue that I have is that, in my opinion, the consistent performance from Trent has been a 4 out of 10 that gets highlighted with one key pass, i.e. Arsenal. He was a 3 out of 10 against Arsenal. Gave away the ball at least 10 times. But he's also the reason why we drew the game with the ball into Darwin Núñez. Yeah. So he goes from a 3 to a 5. Whereas with Connor Bradley, he's never going to be a 10. Maybe he is a 10. Maybe he has one of those every now and then. But I know that if he's on the pitch, the worst I'm getting is a 6 out of 10. And I know that if he's on the pitch, he's not gonna hold the line 8 yards past it. Look at the first Amad Diallo chance. You have Robertson, Konate, and Virgil in a perfect line, and you have Trent 8 yards behind them, holding him onside. Bradley will not do that. I've seen Bradley get skinned once, and that's when he came on against Forest, and he covered for Trent so that Trent could invert, and then Callum Hudson-Odoi got him behind him and scored a worldie. He was out of position a little bit against Southampton, but that's a cutback ball that we've seen every team do against us. I don't think that Connor Bradley is better than Trent Alexander-Arnold. I think that Connor Bradley is more likely to get me consistent 6 to 7 out of 10s than Trent Alexander-Arnold, because I've only seen one performance above a 7 from Trent, and it was off the bench. City, yes, he was great, but overall, the whole team was amazing against.
Can someone check this stats?
Okay, wait, Mike, can I ask you a question?
1 second. Can someone check this stat? Is it true that we haven't lost a game with Núñez?
Can no one check this stat? I don't see this stat.
No, I checked this one game.
Against Forest.
Well, we've only lost one game, so it wouldn't be that hard to check it.
Ends today's not today for Núñez.
No, Mr. Link, he's put his hard-earned money in there.
Yeah.
Hey, big up Mr. Link.
Today's not today.
We haven't lost a game with Quanta in the lineup either, if you want to do that.
No. Let's check that one, bro. Let's not downplay it. Let's go and check that one. Let's wait.
I got it.
But you know what? Yeah, at the beginning of the season, yeah, one of the first, and big up Savage because he's in the chat. And Savage was the only person I heard anyway who, in fact, yeah, he was the only person I actually heard who was always against this. Everyone kept saying Trent has improved defensively. Liverpool look good defensively. Trent has improved defensively. Mike actually might be the only other one who was actually against that. So Mike and Savage, the only two people I've heard, right? We've now fast forward to this United game, which he was shit. And I think we're going over the top now anyway because he was so bad. But fair enough, he was dead. I thought everyone was dead bar McAllister, and that was probably about it. But Fairs, Trent was obviously the worst player, in my opinion, on the pitch. We're now trying to do up point scoring with Trent as if it's just like, yeah, you know what? Trent did this in this game. He's done that in that game. He's done this in this game. When we played against West Ham the other day, everyone was super quiet. I didn't hear no one's mouth.
We won 5-0.
I mean, it's West Ham, bro.
West Ham, man.
We won 5-0.
West Ham are in like the same position as Manchester United. It's the same. You played against the same team.
But then you're ignoring the context. I have to head out of here. But you're ignoring the context of United. United are only in 14th because they're stupid enough to hire Ten Hag. Ruben Amorim's a great manager.
We're not doing context because the reality is West Ham are only in their position because of their manager. That we all know that they're a better team than they are actually showing. So it's the same thing with Manchester United. So we're in the same kind of. But what I'm trying to say is that after that game against West Ham, the talk after that game from most people, I don't know about anyone here, but just most people from what I saw was, yo, Trent amazing, put in a stellar performance. His passing was celebration. We won. He did the celebration thing, all of that kind of stuff. Everyone was like, guys, we got to get him signed. Look at him. He's shushing all the doubters, etc., etc. One game later, look at the talk that we're having about
the reactionary.
Yeah, of course. And,
wait, Mike, can I ask you something quickly?
Why are we going so flip-floppy with someone like Trent, who I heard the majority of this fan base, again, I'm not going to say anyone on the screen because I don't know, but I heard the majority of this fan base tell me that this guy has improved and he looks good this season. So I don't get how we've gone from that to somehow, Connor Bradley, he's got to be the guy. Connor Bradley, bro, do me a favor. That guy.
You're disrespecting my baller. You're disrespecting my baller.
I'm not even trying to disrespect him, but and the thing is, I don't even rate Trent in the way that I'm even probably portraying it right now. But the way you lot are
I've got a question. G. What? G, I've got a question for you. Was Trent as good as Conor Bradley when he came into the Liverpool team?
He was better.
Because he wasn't. Because he wasn't. Trent was pretty
He was
poor
definitely
for
better.
quite a while.
Yeah,
when he came
he was
to the Liverpool
definitely
team.
better. I
There
don't
was
think
nothing that I have
Bradley
seen.
locked up
Trent had more heart
Cristiano
than
Ronaldo in the Champions
That's
League.
a whole can of worms.
No,
It's a whole can of worms.
This is what I'm talking about right here. This is Trent Alexander-Arnold Champions League final.
G does not do revisionism. G does not do
revisionism. We can never do that.
A 21-year-old lad who's come through our academy as well, by the way, at a very young age, who's now the captain of his international team.
Yep.
And showing some unbelievable fighting games that we don't think he can make it. Seriously?
Whoa.
Don't think he can be all right back.
Bradley forever.
I never said that.
Bradley's our best right
He
back.
can be all right back.
But we're trying to.
Wait, Mike,
If you got
think
Trent
Trent is
and
growing
you got
pains?
Bradley, I'm definitely never going to pick Bradley, and I'm probably always going to pick Trent. Like we're talking about, so the guy who locked up Cristiano Ronaldo in the Champions League
on a free.
So the guy who locked up Cristiano Ronaldo is the guy that we're just going to forget. We're just going to forget. We're just going to act like that didn't happen.
What about the one who locked up? What about the one who locked up Mbappe?
Like I said, Cristiano Ronaldo. I don't know. Mbappe's Mbappe. Cristiano Ronaldo is.
I don't know. Do you want to tell us how Trent locked up Vinny Jr.?
Like I said, Cristiano Ronaldo. I think there's no other player that you're going to name who is bigger than that.
G, what are you talking about? The old Ronaldo? He locked up the old guy.
Bradley wasn't there to play.
The old guy? What, the guy who was going for his like?
No, I'm asking, is that the guy or the young Mbappe, the young whippersnapper, bro? Is that
what the elite Ronaldo, the one who was still better than Mbappe? Now, yeah, that one.
No, that's joke.
Listen, it came up to your question, yeah. We're not going to downplay Trent's team when he came into the team, innit? Like he clearly had the better trajectory and started off better because more time Bradley was still finding his feet. You know, he had to go out on loan and Bolton, and fair play to Bradley. He done his thing out on Bolton. He was very
older than that. I didn't go on loan.
No, GG, hold on.
It's crazy.
We got to give Bradley some credit on that sense.
No, it's John just echoing a bit, yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, go on.
So, but right now, currently, I think we all need to kind of just come to a solution-based answer, like right now going forward. So, who is better suited to now go and start off the next few games? Because for me, I think Bradley should start to take Trent out the firing line because after performance like that and everything,
we have 2 games to do it. 2 games, cup game, 2 cup games to do it, and then Nottingham Forest, Trent.
Right. You play Trent in the cup. Trent in the cup.
Thank you.
You need Trent for Forest.
I think because how the Forest game is going to Forest is going to set up defensively, you would need Trent's creativity.
No, you don't. No, you don't. Nottingham Forest play with wingers, like exactly.
But remember, so I'm with G here, right? If we have 2 right backs, Trent with a fit Konate and cover, when he's on it and doing the basics, we could survive with Trent on the pitch. When he gives up stinkers like Man U and Fulham, that's when we have a problem, right? If once Trent is disciplined, he is focused, and we have a fit Konate, and we have the midfield that we're supposed to have with whatever midfield we have, and Trent is on it, I will prefer Trent to start because of the world class with him on the ball could unlock defenses in many ways. Bradley, we have to be real. Bradley cannot score a free kick. We haven't seen that yet. Bradley can't take corners. Bradley can't whip in the ball like Trent. So for me,
whoa. Hang on. You do know this season that Trent has been taken off corners and free kicks.
Yeah, I'm not saying no because in the last
game removed.
That's my point. That's my point.
Trent,
what I'm saying is,
everything.
What I'm saying is, you can't sit here and tell me that Trent doesn't have the quality on free kicks and corners. It's just he having a bad season on those ends, right? So we can't
I don't think we're
act like
listen,
Trent all of a sudden can't take a corner kick.
When it comes to set pieces, I don't even think we're even that great anyway.
Yeah,
you know
so we scored one. Have we scored a set
what
piece
I'm
yet?
saying is, what I'm saying is,
few.
okay, what I'm saying is this: once Trent is focused and he's on it, and we have that cover with Konate, because Konate just came back and he played very well to cover Trent in that game. If Konate wasn't back and Trent, it would have been problems with our Man U game, right? But once we get Konate back fit, so we rest Konate against Tottenham, or give him some minutes against Tottenham, rest him on the weekend, right, when we play in the FA Cup at Anfield, and then start him on Tuesday, right, so that he has that cover for Trent. Gravenberch will be there as well. You rest Gravenberch so he could get some rest, so that when these fast wingers, because Nottingham Forest is going to play on the counter-attack, we know that. We know they have fast wingers, so Trent needs to be on it in that game. However, I do know also that because they played on the counter-attack, we're going to have more of the ball, right? And Trent is another outlet to find that crucial pass to get us probably the win that we have. So this is where I would agree with G in terms of, if I have to pick a right back, let's say I have the best of Trent, who I've seen this season, or not defensively, but I've seen the best of Trent, who can usher and do the basics so that Konate and Gravenberch can clean up. I prefer that Trent over a stinker like that. I'm a fan. If I see Trent stinking up the place, he's not focused well, for all means, this is why I disagree with G. Bradley has to start, right? So because you can't, in a title race where you don't know what could happen, you can't afford to have performances like that, or more performances like that during the season. And we have a cushion. You know how we have been in this position before. I mean, City's not on our backs, but we have been in this position before. And I have seen we had leads like this and we threw away the league because of bad defending. Defense wins championships, right? So we need to defend properly. So if I see Trent is not defending properly, he's continuing to give in these lackluster performances, then needs to start Bradley, right? Because we need to let Trent wake up to know that, hey, we be in a league here, we trying to win a league here. We need everybody to be defensive. We need everybody to stand up and be counted, because he can do it. He has shown us that through the season. All right. So for me, I am not saying I want Bradley to just come and overtake Trent, all I want is for the team to give their all. Bradley needs to play in certain games. Trent needs to play in. We have a lot of games throughout the season. You know the Champions League change. We have a lot of games, right? I need Trent to do his job, and I also need Bradley to do his job. However, if Trent is stinking up the place, then he has to be second now. That's the reality.
Can we talk about the left back, please?
I've got a question. So if Bradley hadn't have got injured, would Bradley have carried on playing?
I don't think so. I think Trent would still have come back.
Yeah, Trent would have
come back in.
Yeah.
Okay.
After that Madrid game, though, I would have loved if Bradley had a little run, but you know it's not going to happen.
And why? Okay, Enz, why is it not going to happen?
No, it's because obviously they picked the guy that
No, Enz, tell the people why is it not going to happen, bro?
You've been done that.
It's like ALISSON, isn't it? We just know why ALISSON's going to be picked, bro, as soon as he's fit.
Okay, but why are these players picked all the time over the other players that?
Because they've got more in the locker than the rest in terms of they've won more, they've done more for the club.
Yeah.
Okay. Best. I
don't think there's a massive difference between both of them defensively, though.
You know what?
And I don't mind. Like I don't look at when Bradley come in and go, I'm worried when he plays.
No. The thing is, I totally agree with you. The problem
That's why I don't think. I know Trent is the better player, but for me, I don't worry at all. If Bradley steps in, I'm like, all right, cool, Bradley today.
No, but see, that's where your answer that you just said right at the beginning. That's where it's we start and end the conversation. You already said it. you even though you still feel that Trent is the better player, that's it. It's the end of, it doesn't even matter now. Like whatever metric we want to use to even judge their defending, their attacking, their overall, it doesn't even matter because we all think that Trent is still the better player. So that's why I say Bradley can't play. No way. I want to see my best players play, and Bradley is not one of them. You know what I mean? Like it's unfortunate because he's got someone like Trent. Of course, if Trent does go to Real Madrid, then of course, Bradley, you can step in and do your thing. I've got no problems with Bradley. That's what I said. I wasn't trying to get onto Bradley, but if I've still got Trent, I'm never choosing that Bradley guy. That don't make no sense. Like, why would I do that when I've got
solutions for Robbo?
What's the question?
Because we've got a manager now that has got the balls to drop players. Because
he ain't dropping Trent.
Because he doesn't care about relationships, mate. He cares about trophies.
But he does. He kind of does because
he's dropping Trent, mate. He's dropping Trent.
He ain't dropped Trent so far. I don't know. Like, I've not seen it.
Well, he's dragged him off. Trent's been substituted more this season than he's ever been substituted in any other season.
But he'll never drop him though.
83rd minute.
We're about to find out this month.
Thank you, 83rd minute when everyone was screaming for him to come off in like the 50th. He waited until the 80th, even though he had Bradley sitting on the bench picking his nose.
He's got Bradley this year.
You know that's
picking his nose is crazy work.
But you know what it is though? It's the fact of him just being able to go. It's the same with Mo, innit? You go, right, they're gonna pull something out of the bag for me.
Yeah.
So, but I think eventually that's gonna wear off because you're like,
wear off. No, it can't.
I think it will. I think it will.
He hooked Mo before, by the way.
No, because here's why it will, G. Because here's why it will, G. Because if they consistently keep doing it and they don't get you to go I'm not saying it's every game, and I want us to just be very clear on this. It's not every game. It's particular games when you go, right, he's playing shit. I'm going to leave him on because I trust he's going to do something. But if that happens continuously and we don't get the result from it, then he's going to be like, nah, I'm making that sub earlier. And then eventually, because he keeps doing that, he's going to be like, nah, I trust the other guy better because every time he comes in, he shows what he's about. I am not saying this is going to happen in every game, but a game like yesterday, Trent stayed on for way too long.
I agree. I 100% agree. I think, listen, I would have taken him off for half time and brought Bradley on. Like, he was that bad. Like, I would have said, you know what?
Bradley could have only done like 10, 15 minutes.
Fair enough.
He was just coming back from injury. And by the way, Slot hooked Salah. If you guys remember against Crystal Palace, he hooked Salah, put Diaz right wing because Salah stank that game. I'll be honest. But my question about the left back is clearly Robertson can't keep his place.
Hey, I've seen the comment from Savage saying stocks like off the manager because you've been cooking Robert all year. Because Simicast is shit as well. They're both
whoa, Luke.
Hey, bring back Owen Beck from Blackburn.
Nah, run Simicast, man. Let Simicast have a run.
He was decent though. Simicast was decent though. Just before he got injured, he took Robbo's place. I remember Leverkusen, he was actually pretty good. I remember there are a few other games, but Simicast is winning left back.
He can't
never taken Robbo's place ever.
Never taken Robbo.
He did.
He's been in for Robbo when he's been hurt. He's never taken Robbo's place. Costas' issue is he's happy being number 2. He's happy being number 2.
Simicast got injured.
But he did pops, didn't he, last season? And then Simicast then got injured. You remember when
he got the same injury?
He didn't take his place.
No, that was
injury. And he came in for the injury. Then he got injured, and he went back out. Costas is happy being number 2. Let's be serious. He's happy being number 2.
Simicast was all right. And then as soon as Robbo was fit, Robbo's back.
That's it. Robbo, Trent, Mo, Ali, it's the same thing. When they're fit, they're the ones. Let's be real. That long discussion that you just had. G said that long discussion was a waste of time.
How long is this going to last? How long is this going to last?
No. But ends. Mr. Locke said himself. He said Ali's the number 1. We are arguing about Kelleher. We know Trent's the number 1. We know Virgil's the number 1. We know Mo's the number 1. We know Robbo's the number 1. All of those are number 1s. We know this.
Until the summer.
Bro,
eventually, it's going to happen, yes. It's not happening tomorrow or today. This is an overreaction to a bad result.
Well, that's what we're thinking about solution, though, Pops. We're trying to come up with a solution.
We were supposed to win the game. Forget all of the Man United fans that called you and said, if Maguire scored, they would have won. It was offside. We were supposed to win. So let's calm down and have a proper conversation. Because everything that we said basically is hyperbolic. Everything. All of the players are number 1s. All of those are number ones. We know that. So go on the record today. Go on the record right now today and say Bradley's a better right back than Trent. And that's your stance for the rest of the season. So then lock it in so we can keep it, and then we'll bring it to court at the end of the season. Lock it in now. If you think that, if you feel so strongly, lock it in, and this panel will be back at the end of the season to chat with you.
Bradley, can we go around the table then, Pops? Can you go around the table and ask the question? Now, I want Pops to go around the table and ask the question. I think that's fair, so I can timestamp it.
No, do it. Lock it now. We already know what G and I are saying.
I've just said
you already heard me and G. Luke, you're next.
What, me?
Yeah, Luke, go on.
Why me?
Now. Don't be scared.
No, we're just doing it. We're just going around.
Ain't no other Luke in this chat, bro.
You're just next. Me and G is generally on the same side most arguments, so you're next. Is it Bradley over Trent?
Trent.
Okay, good. 3.
Trent.
4.
Trent.
5.
Steve Finnan.
I did like Steve Finnan. Steve Finnan was class.
This is a
go back, John. Give me Phil Neal.
Trent.
Give me Phil Neal. Let me go back.
Give him the right answer. He's asking.
I said Bradley this season.
All right, cool. Ends.
Which version of Trent is this?
Is
this Trent now or Trent when
any version of the game?
You locked already.
I'm out.
Big up, John.
Big up, John.
Man.
John said he got too sticky for him. He had to leave, bro.
Yeah, he didn't want to make any more decisions.
Exactly.
John said, I can't be putting myself on record. I'm about to timestamp it. Who plays for the rest of the season, you're saying, yeah? Yeah, Trent.
So why did we just have this whole discussion?
There we go.
Talking about Bradley. Everyone just went.
Always me.
Well done, K-Man. Let's go back to Robbo now. Let's go back to Robbo. Go in.
Yeah, James.
Can I just say something about Robbo as well, by the way? Look,
at least
Robbo has been a legend for us, and he gives 100% in every game. No doubt. Okay? No doubt. And I'm never knocking him for that. Pretty much most of the goals that we've conceded this season, he has been about a yard away from stopping the goal from happening.
He can't keep
Watch them back. Watch all of them back. He has been this close. If we had a guy that was just a bit better, who could get that 1 yard closer, all of those goals would have been stopped. Like
that's not Tsimikas.
That's the problem with Robbo.
This is my concern.
Just not quick enough now. He's not mentally fast enough now. That's just it. Like that's just unfortunate with Robbo. It's the same with Hendo. It was the same with Fabinho. Still incredible players, but just couldn't get there quick enough.
So now, do we have a title-winning left back? Because 2024 Robbo, or 25 now, and this version of Tsimikas, it's a genuine concern that's a huge hole in the left side. Trent we dealt with that already, but that left side is so leaky, it's unbelievable. I do not trust the left side of our defense, and especially in the Champions League. Imagine we get Barca in the semi-finals. Are you trusting Robertson against Lamine Yamal?
No, but here's the thing, though. I think if you rotate them, I think we're cool. I think if they rotated well, I think we're calm. But at the moment, Robbo just getting a run and then we wait for him to kind of make mistakes or fall off a bit, then Tsimikas plays. But the problem is Tsimikas then got injured when in the moment where I felt like he would have probably come in. So in this moment now, I think Tsimikas plays the next couple of games and let's see what happens. And then Robbo has a rest and he'll come back in and play an outstanding game. I think that's what we have to do. Just keep rotating them. And I think he would have. I think if both didn't get injured in that period where we literally was down to just Virgil, Kwanzaa, was it Virgil, Kwanzaa, and Gomez? And then I think Robbo, we only had like 4 centre-backs, didn't we? And then 3 was out. I think now we got everyone back. Fingers crossed, no more injuries to this point apart from Gomez currently. I think you're going to see the rotation at the left back and right back because Bradley will come on for Trent or vice versa. And I think we'll do the same on the left. I think that can run until the end of the season and then you can make a decision what we do going forward.
I agree with you 100%.
I think we'll be rotating the left back. Just trying to think you rate Tsimikas.
No, he does, man. He's been playing him. He's played in the Champions League.
Yeah, especially to give rest cup games.
He played in the Champions League most of the time as well.
The second, like, it's big game time, it's Robbo step right up.
And he's been overplayed as well.
The San Siro is a big game, isn't it?
Let's be fair, Robbo's been absolutely rinsed. Right? Overplayed constantly.
And Tsimikas got rinsed in the San Siro.
No, but that's the one time he got rinsed this whole season. I'll be real. Tsimikas has been so
How
solid.
often has he played since?
I mean, he played against Palace. He played against Leverkusen. He played.
Yeah, he did all right.
He got injured, and so
I'm telling you, Tsimikas took Robertson's place right before he got
I wouldn't say
when he gets
wasn't
back.
Robinson injured for when he got the injury with Scotland or something like that, and then that's why Tsimikas came in.
Yeah.
So I don't think he took his place. It was just genuinely
he was injured.
Yeah,
and he was meh.
Yeah,
but I mean, Robertson's been dropping.
To be fair, I don't trust Tsimikas. I mean, like Robbo, and that's what I'm saying. Like, if Trent does his job, that mistake is not allowed to happen. I mean, as a defender, you're supposed to cover as well. So you're supposed to, because that's how the game is. If one defender slips up, you are there to cover. But Robinson was, I put blame on Trent first for the second goal. Then I would say Konate, but I can't blame Konate because he's now coming back because the cross went through Konate. It's like he didn't. I mean, I fit Konate. I think blocking that cross from Konate. And then Virgil can't do anything because Virgil covering the run of the striker, so he has to mark.
Well, have you actually seen what Trent's doing in that position? He's just stood there, not marking anyone. He's not even.
I think Trent was covering as the stopper because Konate went out as right back.
No, but why did he go right back?
Yeah, because Trent not there. So that's what I'm saying. So we blaming Robbo because to me Robbo had a decent game against Man U. I mean, it just compounded because he had bad performances in the past. So now everybody looking at why Robbo didn't get that ball, right? So, but at the same time, it's a defense. It's a defense. We trying to. Everybody has to take accountability in defense, and I mean, it's not like I'm not blaming Robbo. Yes, he was a yard off, but to be fair, he's still over Tsimikas for me. I just don't trust Tsimikas defensively.
I disagree. I mean, if you look at Robertson's been playing people on side. He's been getting rinsed. He's been making stupid fouls. Can we talk about his delivery from open play and from a dead ball? It's just got like all of his levels have just declined so much. I remember McAllister's taking corners from both sides.
Yeah,
that's like everything about Robertson has just gone down. And I'm not trying to jump on the guy, but this is why I'm asking: is Tsimikas a title-winning left back?
Yeah,
because I think currently Tsimikas is the best left back at the club.
I think it's even. I would rotate them. I would rotate, but just like if we go around the table, right? Me personally, I would lean more to trust Robbo, especially if he's getting rest, and especially because what was the last Champions League game we had? When we were away and he got man of the match.
It was Madrid, wasn't it?
No. It was Girona.
Girona.
Yeah, right. I think he got man of the match in that game.
Should have been Alisson.
Right. Yeah, but still, you know. So he has it in him. I would say more rotation to give him a little more rest because we're seeing that he's declining, so he can't be that starting left back. So him and Tsimikas, because last season when Tsimikas came in the cup games and he was doing well as well, right? He helped us win that trophy in the Carling Cup and that kind of stuff. I think so. I'm not saying that Robbo is a definite starter. I could see a little more rotation, especially on the left side, especially for certain games. But to me, if you have to ask me, if you go around the table, we go in for a title run and you have to, and that's why Slot picking Robbo over Tsimikas and Tsimikas has been back a while now, right? Tsimikas has been back a while now, right? It's over a month. Tsimikas has been back and Robbo has been putting in those performances and Slot is still choosing. Remember, we don't see these guys in training every day. We only see what we have on the pitch, right? So the manager is making that decision. We have to trust the manager and say, well, let's see what. But I suggest that we could have a little more rotation with Tsimikas because Robbo is susceptible to a mistake. So you kind of keep him out of the limelight so that he could have a good game, then take a rest, and then he comes back in, have another good game, and we kind of get our monkey off the back. Because I'm not sure, ends you could you watch football throughout. When you have a bad run of games, the best thing you want is to have a game come quickly so that you could correct that mistake. And because Robbo has this run of games where almost every time he making a mistake, and I don't know if it's an agenda against him or that kind of stuff and thing, but when your defense has been doing so good at the start of the season, and then little injuries happen, and then you start to get into games where you playing constantly over weeks and that kind of stuff and thing, it could be a little hard for a defender, especially when Tsimikas is injured. Right, so I would say Robbo still would be the first left back. It's just he is playing constantly, and the injury Tsimikas had didn't really help him, and he had a bad spell. But just keep him out of the limelight a little bit. Play him, let him rest for the 2 cup games, and then bring him back in Nottingham Forest. Then you can rotate him again, and then we try to get back away. Because to me, he had some bad performances, but I just not trusting Tsimikas as I do Robbo, and I guess maybe that's the legacy that he left in past seasons.
Do you know the problem Robbo has at the moment? I'm not going to try and defend his performances. I think most of his performance for me has been good. I think what's happening at the moment is he has moments within the game where something happens. Yeah. And once that happens, we just go straight. We lock onto that, and that means he's had a shit game for the rest of the game. Yeah. And it's not trying to defend it, but I just want to show. And I think Drifty made a point yesterday. I think was it yesterday? They were doing car picture. I can't remember, but he was like, once Robbo, it was after United game. So yesterday. After when that happens is you because you come into the game thinking this guy's shit and you don't like him and he's not good enough. Straight away, as soon as they misplace a pass or miscontrol a football, you automatically now this guy cannot have a good game, and that's not the case. The case is he's not been that bad, but he keeps making these odd little things where you're like, come on, bro. But that's because the legs are going. He's getting older, so he's not going to be as sharp. He's not going to be as strong or as aggressive or as fit as he was. But it doesn't mean that he's having a shit game. It just means in that moment he wasn't good in that moment, and then the rest of the game, can we judge it? If you think that there's some bad crosses in there, there's whatever, then we can chop the game up and then dissect it in terms of how bad he's played or how good he's played. But bro, going into every game now, people just think Robbo's shit. So the moment he miscontrols a pass or the moment the first cross don't go in, you've already said he's dead for the game now. You've already don't care what happens after that. What was it? Was it the West Ham game? No, it weren't the West Ham. There was one game where I think he made a mistake. Was it the West Ham? It weren't the Man United. It might have been the West Ham. Maybe Spurs. Was it the West Ham and he nearly scored from a header?
I think it was the West Ham game, Trent
made a mistake in the West Ham game. And he made a mistake in that game, but it was after that moment, he nearly scored and he created a chance for when someone nodded it down to McAllister for the header or challenge, then that was his cross. But after that game, defensively, he was good. But because of that one moment I saw after the game, I was like, nah, he was shit. I was like, nah, he weren't shit. It was just that moment he made, and I can't pinpoint the actual what he did wrong to kind of give you guys the point. But after that, I think he was fine. And he might have been the West Ham.
He got made, didn't he?
Was it the
Hi?
I think he got made.
Was it made?
Hi. That game against Man United was absolutely dreadful. Absolutely dreadful. I'm going to say this now. The next 3 games, Trent has to be dropped. Absolutely dreadful.
You missed the segment, mate.
Absolutely dreadful.
Bruno.
I mean, he's getting dropped
What
regardless.
does he need to be dropped?
The defending was defending. No desire, no motivation. Like, what in the name of garbage was that? Like, engage in a defense, man, just standing around doing nothing. Like, no movement. Like, and also, I'm going to blame Slot as well here. He's not getting away scot-free. Why in the name of garbage does this guy take 100 years to make substitutions? Trent is playing rubbish, 55th minute, or even better, half time, take him off.
Bradley's not fit, bro.
I don't think Bradley was fit enough to do 45. That's why
I don't think Bradley could do more than what he did.
Okay, 55 minutes.
But Slot did get it wrong.
Minutes in him.
Because
and then also we was 2-1 up.
Doesn't want to be here.
And then we was 2-1 up, right? And I was thinking, okay, you're 2-1 up. Keep the ball for 10 minutes. Stop trying to turn the game into a basketball match. Stop trying to do this. I hate it. The one thing I hate is every time we score and we're going ahead, we turn it into a basketball match. They attack, we attack, they attack, we attack, they attack, we attack. Stop doing that. Like, it pisses me off. Like, stop trying to do this whole keep the ball for 10 minutes in their half of the pitch. Keep possession. Like, slow down. Slow the game down. We keep trying to go 100 miles an hour. It was just absolutely awful. We scored the penalty, and then it was just too erotic. It was too much. And now we've got to beat Nottingham Forest next.
Did they win today, by the way? They were 2-0 up.
They did.
Yeah. They won
3-0. Points with Arsenal.
6 in a row.
Can you imagine? Chris
They got
Wood
like
at the
longest win
Brenner
streak, like in the
Can
Premier
you
League this season, for 6 in a row.
I
Beyond
think
Yeah, Forest.
games in a row this season, or not?
Yeah, Forest have got 40 points now. They beat Wolves 3-0.
Stayed up.
That game.
Got the 40-point mark.
Before the Man United game, I saw 100 tweets, 200 tweets. Everyone was saying it was going to be 7-0, 8-0. And I kept saying this game is going to be a hard match. You have to remember, it's a derby, right? The amount of people I saw on Twitter saying it was going to be 7-0, 8-0, 9-0. I was like, what in the name of garbage is this? It's a derby. You guys are summoning the gods. The football gods. You are summoning the football gods, as Terry for the Football Terrace would say. Stop. You're angering the gods. And look what happened. The game ends in a draw. So now we've got to play against Nottingham Forest next week. And we have to beat them. Because obviously that one game that was postponed because of a bit of wind. Oh my gosh.
I mean, aren't you happy it was postponed though? Because Dyche ball in the wind. Hey.
Yeah, boy.
It's nasty, man.
Yeah, that worked out in our favour.
Yeah.
It worked out in our favour. Didn't
I'll take that
Everton
one, definitely.
draw to Arsenal, then draw to Chelsea, literally straight after. So that sort of worked in our favour.
Yeah.
As for Arsenal, the maximum points that Arsenal can get is 96. As for Manchester City, the maximum points they can get is 88. If they lose 2 games or if they draw and they lose, then it's done for City. Because
it's been done for a while.
That's not over till it's over.
It's not done yet, mate. I'm not saying it's done until their points total drops down to the low 70s.
A whole team. Like, Robertson is half their team. Kyle Walker, no legs. Gundogan. Oh my word. It almost hurts to watch. They're still good on the ball.
I trust them to
but they
spend
just
in
cannot
January,
defend anything.
If they spend in January, it's problems. Is the top four though? Top four to make top four. I do think they have the legs to challenge.
They're only 12 points behind.
That top four race is interesting, eh?
Yeah,
because
top
after
four,
Liverpool and Arsenal, there's Newcastle who's making a resurgence.
I want to put you guys on. I want to put you guys on the record again now with the final topic before we head out. Do you guys still think we're going to win the title?
Yeah.
If we strengthen in January,
why you sit back and take a deep breath? You good?
Perfect.
Yeah,
timing. If we strengthen in January, we win this league. It's as simple as that.
If we don't strengthen, we're not winning.
If we don't strengthen, I'm not
if we don't strengthen, who beats us?
Seeing it. So
if we don't strengthen, we don't win this league. It's as simple as that.
Who does? Who does?
And who wins it?
Well, Arsenal.
Nah.
Get out. Get out of here.
No, you're lying. I'm not joking.
Yeah.
Next.
We need to strengthen that centre back position.
Have you watched Arsenal, brother?
Oh,
they're so
they've been
bad.
dropping
I've
points.
lost years watching Arsenal.
Like Arsenal, those tactics, and you know they just lost in one area as well.
Yeah.
So any like it's thing is even before Saka got injured, Arsenal, even when they had a fully fit squad, it was literally the way they score goals is Bukayo and corners. These guys do not, because Arteta has built this dual-winning monster team that, one, are not that great defensively, and two, you sacrifice creativity, but the way they play is just, it's so much foul baiting, it's so much time wasting, it's so static. Like, when you watch Liverpool, the way our midfield plays, the freedom our midfield, hold on. The freedom our midfielders have, Arsenal midfielders don't have that at all. It's so rigid. It's so structured. This is why they can't chase games. Like, look at all the points Arsenal have dropped. They were in winning positions every time. Liverpool, City, Chelsea, Brighton, so many times they were in winning positions and they threw it away. If you score first against Arsenal, I know Brentford did, but if you score first, your chances of winning go up so high because they struggle to create goals.
But
Arsenal are not going to win this.
That's the thing. They still have a good defensive record.
If Arsenal lose to Manchester City and Tottenham, who they've got in their next two games, their points total drops down to 90.
So there are two teams they've got next is Man City and Spurs.
No, it's
league games.
Tottenham,
in the next 5 games.
Tottenham, Villa. Then they
need to win our games. We just need to do our business.
Then they
even them 2 games at the moment in terms of how they're playing, that could be a difficult.
Yeah, so the title race could take a little twist because remember we have Brentford and Nottingham Forest. So let's say Spurs is horrendous right now.
Can I please just add one more thing?
We're playing first though. We're playing on Tuesday. So if we beat Nottingham Forest, and I predict we will, right? That's 9 points going into a derby with Spurs pressure. And then again, we play Brentford before they play Villa, right? So again, we have the chance to put them under pressure at home as well. Imagine you drawing at home to Tottenham or even better, losing, and then you have Villa.
They're beating Spurs. They're beating
they're beating Spurs. So that we have the more difficult game in Nottingham Forest, right? However, the Spurs game becomes is a tougher game once we add pressure, right?
Remember,
in my opinion,
it's a derby. That game, it's not going to be easy. It's a derby.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. However,
bro, Dragoshin.
However, I'm just talking hypothetical here. Nottingham Forest gets a result against Liverpool, right? Going into a derby, Arsenal will be up for the game. Tottenham is horrible, right? However, Liverpool beats Nottingham Forest. Going into the derby, then that's where the derby plays the factor. So we have to put the pressure on them. So
that's the team that won the treble. You know, Brentford did the league double over them. Like, you don't need to be perfect to win this league. And I just want to add something in terms of tougher fixtures. You know, Arsenal fans have been saying, we've done all our tough away games. Chelsea, draw. City draw. Which other one? Brighton
Tottenham.
draw. So we don't need to win all these games because they did.
we have room for error. Yeah, so
they chasing us, not the other way around. And when you look at that team, oh my word, that attack.
I'll put it to you in better terms. I'll put it to you. Arsenal are being the bridesmaid at the moment. I've done it for you. If
for
they
us
lose
to not
to Tottenham,
win the league, it would take a huge collapse.
Exactly.
Like, huge
That's
collapse.
why we need to be ruthless. We need to show no mercy.
Need to be.
In my opinion, actually, the better question is,
mercy.
What do you think about our chance in the Champions League?
Have to see.
I think we can win it, man.
Yeah,
I agree.
A fully fit team, it will be tough. The only other team I said I'm worried about is that Atletico Madrid team. They're
Inter as well.
I think Liverpool.
Inter lost today. Did Inter lose today?
No, they did, but
they gave up a 2-goal lead, man. But
the other team I'm worried about in the Champions League is Real Madrid.
Yeah, Madrid, but for me, Inter, I don't want to see Inter personally. We'll smash Barcelona, by the way. We will smash.
You know what? Yeah, we say this, but these times we got slapped by Atalanta last season, so I don't know if we're in a position to be.
That's
Exactly. We can't afford to get cocky. We can't. And so we're gonna
like in Europe. In Europe, it's a bit different. Like it's a bit tricky to kind of judge it. We've got a good team, of course we do, but to say that. I don't know. Like I feel like Europe's just a bit different to just be judging it and saying, I'm only scared of this team. Like there is no one team that you can just not be scared of, bro. Like did anyone care about Atalanta last season until they embarrassed us?
No, but here's the problem though. In the Champions League, a lot of teams they play open football, man, and that's where Liverpool strive from. The defensive teams are the ones who struggle.
Champions League.
Yeah, teams don't defend like that.
In Champions League,
nightmare,
bro. It ain't happening.
We need to wait and see what's happening.
Who's look good in the Champions League?
We just need to stay there. We just need to stay humble. That's what we're going to do.
We need to stop being worried about these teams, bro. We lose against them.
We need to have chest, in my opinion, bro.
Yeah, man.
Like, I don't understand why we're moving like we're Nottingham Forest or we're Leicester or something, bro. We're Liverpool. We are a really, really good team, and we need to act like it, bro. Back to Jens.
I mean, we
need to treat the team like
it's as good as it is. Like in the last,
I've said this statement 100 times, and I'll say it again.
So 5.
We are the bride. We are not the bridesmaid. We don't celebrate being the bridesmaid here. Do you understand? We don't celebrate being runners-up. We are the bride. We receive the trophy. We don't give it away.
I think you must be at a different wedding. You must have rocked him at a different wedding.
We need to just look in the mirror.
Pep is not
in the rearview mirror, man. Just look in the mirror. Look in the mirror. Forget the rearview mirror. We're 6 points clear with the game, man. Look at ourselves and focus on what we're doing and forget the others.
Exactly.
If they match us, which from now to the end of the season, we're champions, right?
Can we be the groom?
That's the thing. We're so worried about other teams, man. Just like I'm not saying, just worry about what we can do, man. Stop throwing away our results when we need to win. Just win.
We're such a good team, bro. Like that's what I keep saying.
I watched Nottingham Forest today, and it's once we on it, a comfortable 3-0, you know. Right?
They're a good team.
They are a good team. However, once we are on it, right? Because I saw how they set up against Wolves. I was watching the game because I know they have pacey wingers. They beat us last year, right? And I feel that Trent owes a performance, and you know they on a good run. But it was they played a lot of teams at the bottom half, so this is actually the first real test in that run, right? So I think playing first before Arsenal's derby, I think we have the chance to put pressure on them, go 9 points, and Arsenal going into a derby, Yeah, man. I'm not as comfortable as I want to be, but I'm still confident because I know it's Arsenal, and even if Arsenal think they will bottle it anyway, right? But I genuinely feel we'll win the league, right? And
I mean,
we
Forest's
just
not
need
going to be easy.
just
The way they set up
yeah,
against
no,
Wolves,
it's no.
they had
When
a
I,
back six.
yeah,
at
back.
Anfield, dude.
But what I'm saying is that when I look at this Liverpool team, and especially with Konate in the team, there is a confidence that I have there, even when Slot was the manager, is even more when Slot, because when Klopp was the manager, you know, you're playing this fast-paced, heavy metal kind of high-pressing game. And to me, this season, we have a little more control with that, right? And from what I saw throughout the course of the season, we were scoring goals, we were keeping clean sheets, we were dominating the midfield battle, we were keeping possession, we were playing good football, Trent defending properly at times, right? So I really think once we are focused, the Man U game is the first time I saw Liverpool complacent this season, right? And I think that's a wake-up call that we need to say, well, hey, remember, we can't get complacent. We in a title race. We need to stay focused. So once we get that focus, I'm not seeing Nottingham Forest troubling us too much. It is going to be a difficult game under the lights. You know, after the bad result, all eyes will be on us. However, once Liverpool is on it, I really think Nottingham Forest have it in for them, because remember, we take slot hole in it for them too. Slot making sure that.
Can I give you guys some hope? Can I give you guys some hope? We've the whole season we've been saying Slot makes amazing second half adjustments, right? So he sees what you're doing and then he adjusts to it. So going into the second half of the season, he's seeing you play now. That's what I'm gonna say. So if we praise his adjustments at halftime, imagine him now that he knows how you're gonna play. That's what I'm gonna say. So
what I'm asking for him to do is for him to be proactive. Yeah, to be proactive. Can I just quick add as well? Why are they taking 25 years to sort out the contracts?
Bruno, that's a conversation for
another
day.
Yeah, that's our next.
That's going to extend this conversation. But listen, lad, big up to you guys. Love for you guys jumping in, man. I'm going to end it there. What we got now? Spurs, right? Wednesday.
Tomorrow. Well, today for me.
Wednesday.
Was it Wednesday?
Yeah. Arsenal, Newcastle tomorrow. Well, Tuesday.
Okay, and that's the semis, right? We're in the semis.
Yeah.
Before we head out, what I'll get you guys score prediction for that one. I'm gonna do a stream tomorrow anyway, but I'd love to get you guys score prediction for that one.
3-1.
I think it'll be a rotated side.
2-2.
So I'm saying 3-1. I think it'll be a rotated side, but it's bro. Spurs don't have a team. They just have no.
I thought this is Arsenal Newcastle. Is this score we're predicting the Arsenal Newcastle one?
No, us, bro.
Liverpool.
Newcastle is smoking them, man, bro. Nah, Newcastle is smoking them, man, bro. Trust.
Oh, sorry. I thought we were predicting
2-1 Liverpool.
3-1.
Oh, we're playing away first, isn't it? Yeah, I'm gonna go.
Away from home.
Yeah, I'm going 3-1. I hope we don't hope we don't massively rotate though.
We will though.
Spurs, but no Maddison, no Star due to suspension. It's Highline for life, mate. He's under no pressure apparently, so 4-2.
Sub a slide back.
Yeah. It should be back. He was only ill in it, so it should be.
He was ill, so
4-2. Trent Savage, I swear to God, man, don't put that into the atmosphere. No, go. Yeah, you're pushing him to protect you. Yeah, you want him to wear the white.
If he does that, bro, he might as well just don't come and play the next game. You think you can put up that stinker and the next game score an own goal? Yeah, get him off.
I'm gonna go for a 2-1. It's gonna be a hard game.
If you score the first goal against Spurs, if you score the first goal, it's curtains, man.
Well, free kick as well.
Bro,
can I be honest?
Can I be honest? Against Spurs, you need to be. We need to go 3 down to be convinced we're not going to win. They cannot keep you out, bro. They just have no defenders, and Ange's defensive coaching is shambolic.
They had the backup goalkeeper in goal as well. I think
there's no one there, bro.
They've signed a new keeper.
We need to be ruthless.
They signed another one.
Yeah, we need to be ruthless, man. Tomorrow we can put this tie to bed on Wednesday. Oh, that would be beautiful.
Yeah.
Show no
just play
mercy.
Jota for one time. Because the Uruguayan is suspended.
No, he's suspended for Forest.
Whoa,
He'll play. He's definitely playing tomorrow.
No, wait.
He just made the end.
Nah.
Yeah, no, it's for Forest. He's suspended. He will play tomorrow.
He missed the morning and play Forest. Isn't the League Cup part of the league? So the suspension doesn't start tomorrow.
Apparently,
he's sorting out his transfer request to go elsewhere.
Apparently, it's the Forest game. He's definitely going to miss, not the Cup ones.
And somebody had a suspension this season.
No. I think they have
the game next.
No, I think it carries over to the League Cup and the FA Cup. So I think he'll be back.
One of the cups for sure. One of them for sure.
Yeah.
Let's see, man. Let's see.
Somebody had a suspension and they missed the League Cup.
Let's see what happens, bro. But that's going to be interesting. Still, I can't wait to do the lineup for that one. That's going to be Savage Shade playing Dan's. Dan's will get.
Dan's is on the weekend for me. I think Dan's is on the weekend.
Chiesa should start. Yeah.
Oh yeah, Chiesa as well.
Chiesa needs to play this week for sure.
Who starts?
Chiesa, bro.
Chiesa.
Mike Daz checked, and I don't know if you guys want to go off of this, but Mike Daz did check, and he said, "Who put it? Was it Mr. Link? Yeah, put it in a super chat. Big up." When he said Darwin, we haven't lost when Darwin's been in the lineup. No, but he wasn't in the starting lineup for the Forest game. Apparently, Mike said he checked. So we're going for what Mike said.
That's the only win you've got with Nunes this season. That's the only thing
that means you play. You win more games than you lose. Oh shit! But yeah, man, back tomorrow, man. 10 p.m. again. You know what I mean? We'll chop it up, team lineup, whatever. And then we'll do the reaction after the game as well, because it should be interesting, man. Hopefully Trent don't score an own goal in Savage's words. But Trent needs a performance, because if he doesn't perform in this one,
he owes us a performance of his life.
Nah, save that for Forest.
His head on the block.
Save it for Forest.
His head on the block. Unlike.
Yeah, he can
save that for Forest. And hopefully, hey, look, because I don't know how much you spoke about Trent the first 10 minutes before I joined. If his head, like if he openly comes out that he gets leaked, that he wants out, get rid.
I'll leave it there.
If his head, because I saw him part of the Man U game. I saw him part of the Man U game. The guy looked like that he was about to cry.
Luke said it. Came out the club.
He got smacked in the face. I don't know whether or not he got smacked in the face or something like that. But he looked like that he was going to cry.
78 minutes.
Big up, lads. Let's let out, man. Luke said get him out. That's what we leave.
No.